first of all, thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
And if you would introduce yourself and if you would tell us about the partnership and its role.
I'm Ronnie Bryant. I am the President and Chief Executive Officer of the Charlotte Regional Partnership. The Charlotte Regional Partnership serves the 16 counties of what we call Charlotte, USA, which is Charlotte and 15 counties around it. About 2.7 million people, workforce of about 1.4 million. And our mission is to market and promote this region to decision makers around the world in an effort to encourage them to bring new capital investment here, which will create new jobs for the citizens of our region. My staff and I, along with our partners from each of our counties, we travel the world meeting with decision makers, working with relocation consultants and others in an effort to ensure that they understand the assets that we have in our region and that they fully have the assistance that they need that will hopefully lead them to a very compelling decision, and that's a decision that will provide jobs in our region.
Great. So, speaking of assets, what does the Charlotte marketplace, what does Charlotte, the Greater Charlotte area, bring to those companies? What are we offering on a globally competitive world to companies, especially in high technology, advanced lean kinds of companies?
There are 6 primary areas that we focus on from a targeted industry perspective. In other words, when we're out trying to identify prospective companies, there are 6 areas that through our research and the research of others, we've determined that we have a critical mass here, and the prospective trend of that industry is one that we want to continue to develop. Those 6 areas are: number 1 is a defense and aerospace industry. We have over 1,500 defense-related companies here, and most of those in the area of aerospace, and we want to continue to grow that critical mass of businesses. Second, we look at the finance industry. The financial services industry is still very strong. We're the second largest financial services economy in the U.S. Boy, I blew that one. We're the second largest financial services center in the U.S. We still have Bank of America headquartered here, in addition to a significant East Coast presence for Wells Fargo. And then we have some very significant smaller banks such as BB&T, RBC, and others. So we're still very dominant in that area. And plus we've announced pretty close to 8 additional financial services projects in the last year and a half, even after the banking meltdown. From a jobs perspective, we're still very strong. We're back to our 2007 level of jobs within the financial services industry. Third, the Charlotte Regional Partnership is leading the Charlotte USA New Energy Capital Initiative with companies such as Duke Energy and Piedmont Natural Gas. We have a very significant concentration of energy-related companies here, and we believe the Charlotte region can lead the nation in the development of technologies associated with sustainable energy usage and green technology. We have a very significant concentration in nuclear engineering. Every major nuclear engineering company has a presence here. We have more nuclear engineers in the Charlotte region than anywhere else in the United States. We're beginning to get some traction in the area of solar, as well as wind technologies, as well as Duke and Progress Energy. Once that merger is complete, we will be home to the largest energy provider in the United States, Duke Energy. So we're very, very aggressive in the area of energy. The fourth area that we focus on is the, good God, energy, aerospace, finance. I'm missing one. Let me go back. Is that okay? You can
we'll
cut
it.
out.
We'll cut
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Another area that we focus on is the film industry. The film industry in our region, we do about $500 million a year in film-related economic impact. Motion pictures, very strong in commercials. We landed just recently a new weekly series, Homeland, a Showtime series that will be shot here. We're building a significant critical base of film-related activity, and we will continue to be very aggressive. We have the Charlotte Regional Film Commission, which is part of the Charlotte Regional Partnership, and we will continue to be very aggressive in that area. Another area is motorsports. We are the epicenter for motorsports in the United States. 90% of all the teams are located in the Charlotte region. We have the Charlotte Motor Speedway, which is the home of 3 major NASCAR races, and we just have a very significant critical mass, including the NASCAR Hall of Fame, which opened in May of 2009, which opened in May of 2010, which has become a very significant attraction for race fans who are looking and very interested in the history of the sport.
That's great, thank you. So I guess my next question would be, if the Charlotte area is bringing all that to the table, and you're targeting and recruiting such companies, such businesses, in terms of the members of the partnership, which includes 16 different counties, which each has its own needs, some even in a different state, its own governmental entities, organizations, whatever, its own micro-focuses even. How does the partnership continue to bring value to the participating 16 counties and help meet their needs and economic development? Are they the same needs? Are they different? Are they?
Every county is unique in its own way. We are a neutral broker organization, and we catalog, if you will, the assets of our region. And this is what we market to prospective prospect. The actual location is not as significant as much as the asset and its value to the client is. If, for example, the Whitewater Center is a very significant quality of life venue in our region, it just happens to be in Gaston County. Charlotte Motor Speedway just happens to be in Concord in Cabarrus County. So the location is not as important as the fact that we have this critical mass of assets that we market: our airport, our workforce, the significant transportation network with distribution center. Geographical location puts you within overnight delivery of 60% of the U.S. population. Where from a quality of life perspective, we have professional sports. We have great weather that you can do things outdoors almost year-round. You know, we're a few hours from the beach, we're a few hours from the mountains. We're very geographically centered. And so, being a neutral broker, we market the assets and we let the client, in terms of a location, whether it's Rock Hill or whether it's Cabarrus County, we let the client decide which asset in this region it wants to be associated to. Whether it's a business park in York County, whether it's a business park in Lincoln County, we show them all that meets the requirements of the client and truly let them. We do not steer a project. We only give them an opportunity to make a decision.
Great. Anything else you want to say? Is that good?
I think that's pretty good.
I think so too. Thank you very much.
Still screwing up.